Well, first, my name is Awut, Deng Acuil. I'm the Minister of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, Republic of South Sudan. And I want to thank the South Sudan Council of Churches for giving me this opportunity to participate in the campaigns of power of forgiveness. I also thank God that He has blessed our country finally with the signing of the peace agreement, and we appreciate our president and all the parties who have participated to bring peace back to South Sudan. Coming to the campaigns on forgiveness to the people of South Sudan, I think in the first place, why do we forgive? We forgive because somebody somewhere has inflicted pains in you. And when somebody has inflicted pains in you, there is that bitterness. And sometimes there is a spirit of, revenge. But revenge, we know it results. The results of revenge are destructive. But the power of forgiveness is that you have to look at the person who has inflicted pain into you. And you cannot forgive unless there was a pain that you went through. So it becomes a very powerful tool for a future. It becomes a very powerful tool for living with those who have hurt you, and to forgive them, and to look at the future. So forgiveness is central for human existence in any setting, whether it is in the family, whether it is in the community, whether it is in a nation. It is important that when you interact with human beings, we are not given the same talents. Some they have their own space to do things. Others also want to do things the way which is very fast, and you need to carry the people along. So as a team, if you are working and there are misunderstandings and you are going to achieve something, then it is important that you create an environment where when there are problems, then you are able to forgive and move forward to do the job that it's required to be done. There is a process that takes place. When you forgive, you can forgive a person or a group, but again, it still requires you to reach out to those you have forgiven. It requires you to humble yourself to get there to them and interact with them. And you are able to say, I have forgiven you, and let us open a new page and move on. So if a person who was, who hurt you, is afraid to come and say, I've been forgiven and now I can interact with you, you take the courage to go to that person and greet and reconcile, because there's difference between forgiveness and reconciliation, and that's very important. But the opening of reaching to reconciliation, you must forgive first, so that you are able to see that person in human face. You interact as an individual, respecting each other and opinion, and that misunderstanding that has separated you for a long time, it is important that you come closer and reconcile, so that you can now move on together. Well, forgiveness, of course, it doesn't come overnight. My personal experience is that you have to go through it. You have to listen to yourself. What is it if you forgive, and what is it if you don't forgive? Because sometimes if you hold grudges too much and for a very long time, you become hostage yourself. You become a slave to the hurts that has happened to you. And it holds you back in terms of human interaction. And human beings are social animals. So it is important that if you are to forgive, you need to go through that process. A process of taking something out every day in you to be able to reach to the person who has hurt you and say, I have forgiven you. So it is a space that you create for the victim to go through that pain and come out from it. And as soon as you come out from it, you feel very light. One thing I have learned, if you don't forgive, it is very hard to move on, because those things will be holding you back every day in doing something good for either for yourself or for others, because the pain is holding you. So it's a process. It cannot happen just in a day. When somebody forgive, it has come from a long process in thinking in herself, in himself, what to do. But it's a great gift from God when you forgive. If you use the example of our Mother Mary, when her son was crucified and she was under the cross looking up to the sun, and those who were doing it were just around her, how much pain, how much contradiction, how much mixed feelings she has, it's just the same. She was able to forgive everybody who had inflicted that permanent pains in her by grace of God. And I think it is one of the Christian principle that if you have difficulties in forgiving, look at your principle that guide you religiously. And you pray. You pray to God. You pray to our Lord Jesus Christ. You pray to Mother Mary to intercede for you, to give you the heart of forgiveness. And when by grace of God you forgive, you will never look back. You will be happy. You will move on. You would have relieved yourself, and you would also set the victim free. The person who has inflicted pain on you, both of you will be free from that pain and agony and bitterness. So without forgiveness, bitterness can destroy us. But when we forgive each other, we can build a better future. You know, as human beings, of course, especially when you work in public institutions, not only public institution, in community organization, or even in your own family, there are always challenges. But it is how you handle those challenges that is the most important thing. Because sometimes if you are carried away by emotions and you mishandled the challenges you are going through, you are bound to destroy relationship. Because it will cut you off from communicating with people, and it will put you and others in a very difficult situation. But it is important that you separate people from those challenges and put the problems on the table, and you will be able to see it clearly that this is a problem that need a solution from both of you to be able to go this. So I had always learned that give yourself time. Don't take a decision when you are emotional. Give yourself time to study that challenge? Is it something that coming from an individual? Because I'm sure it's not the person who is a problem. There must be a challenge somewhere, and maybe he's not able to address it well. So it's better you sit down and see and create environment where you can dialogue and then address and find a solution together, and you will be able to overcome. So these experiences are not only in the public offices, but I think in any setting where you are as individual who is a member of a family. Yes, there must be challenges, but it's how we handle our challenges. That's the best way to get into a better solution. And we can't rush into taking decision when we have not even understood what kind of a challenge we are going through. We have seen a lot. We have gone through painful time. We have hurt each other. But should we remain in that situation? To me, it's a big no. And the message will be, let us forgive each other and rebuild our communities, rebuild our families, and rebuild our country. South Sudan is a bigger house for the people of South Sudan. But it will be too small if we don't forgive each other. But if we forgive each other, there is a room for everybody. And there is a better future in forgiving each other and move on. Because our Father said it is only when you forgive yourself on the earth that I can forgive in heaven. So it is very important when we say our daily prayer that Jesus taught us. It says we will forgive those who are indebted to us, and the Father will forgive us. So I think forgiveness is from God, by His grace, by His power, and it has to come from your heart. And when it comes from your heart, you will be able to embrace everybody. So let us say, let us not be held by pain, but let us be set free by forgiving each other and have a brighter future and a better country for all of us. My message to the people of South Sudan, let us join in this campaign, Power of Forgiveness. Let all of us encourage each and every family, every community, and our people, and all our leaders, that all of us, let us forgive each other. Let this message reach to every corner in South Sudan. Those who are inside South Sudan, those who are outside South Sudan, let us forgive each other and let us rebuild our country. Please participate in forgiving. Start from where you are with yourself and go out to the rest. That will be the only way for us to rebuild our country.
True stories that can change your life. Real stories of real people who have gone through the most difficult circumstances in their lives, but they have experienced the power to forgive.
قصص حقيقية بقدر حياتك قصات ناس حقيقيين ومن مرروا في ظروف صعب وحوادث الحياة لكن ومن ودي شهودة لقوة مسامحة. If you'd like to get a free copy of the book and audio device Power to Forgive, you can call this toll-free number 2222. Call now and get your free copy.
كان انت دار لقو كتابو جهاز صوتي قوة مسامحة انت بقدر دوبو تليفون في نمرة دي 22 اتصال ده مجاني انت ما بدافع قروش فوقو كليتا دوبو تليفون حسده وانت بلقو هدية تاكي